Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com, and this is going to be your stock watch list. And let's get ready for the week ahead combination video. We're going to be getting ready for the week ahead, December 3rd through December 7th, and this will be your stock watch list for Monday, December 3rd. Now, quite a number of things happened over the weekend. If I'm still doing this video, I'll show you the futures when they open up at 6 p.m. Eastern time. It's currently about 5:42 Eastern time, my time. Over the weekend we had the G20 meeting going on, and it looks like the G20, U.S. and China, additional tariffs are going to be taken off the table until January 1st. Talks are going to continue. And also, the NXPI and Qualcomm merger deal might be able to reopen. So, Qualcomm and NXPI, I read that in the news also. You're going to see the futures are up big, and most likely the markets are going to really pop tomorrow. Now, from Friday, we had the Dow Jones Industrial. It was up 200. We got back above the 10 SMA on the Dow Jones. We're above the 200 SMA, but we were still below the 50 SMA. The Nasdaq was up 57 on Friday. That is two above the 10 SMA. It's below the 200 SMA and below the 50 SMA. The S&P 500 up 22 on Friday. We are above the 10 SMA, and these are all on the daily charts, below the 200 SMA on the daily chart, and below the 50 SMA. The IWM is above the 10 SMA on the daily chart, below the 200 SMA, and below the 50 SMA currently. But with this news from the G20, I would expect we're going to get a major move in the markets tomorrow. Now, as far as oil goes, oil was down quite a bit the week that passed. And for the month. But over the weekend, Putin and Saudi Arabia agreed to renew pact on oil cuts. So we'll see if we get a bounce in oil tomorrow. Also, Microsoft overtook Apple as the most valuable company in the United States. We also had the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, saying that he was close to neutral, most likely one more rate hike increase. They do have that meeting in December the 18th and the 19th, so most likely we're going to get a increase in rates then, and then they're going to become data dependent after that. Some sad news. President Bush passed away senior. He passed away at 94 years old. So because of that, the markets will be closed on Wednesday. There will be no trading in respect to President Bush. So this coming Wednesday, the markets are going to be shut down. So basically a 4-day trading week coming to us for this week. Let's see, on one of the little companies, Neo, CEO of the U.S. operations, has left the company. That's for NIO. And so I just wanted to, go over some of the notes that I wrote down over the weekend to kind of fill you in if you weren't sure. And here's the article from CNBC. Trump hails trade deal with China as one of the largest ever made. Okay, so that deal did go through. And let's take a look at some of the news that came out from the trade exchange, courtesy of the trade exchange. Some top insider purchases that came out on Friday after the bell. CRMD, VTVT, SFM had a couple of it. BPFH, STX, Run, INFI, and VAC, some of your top insider purchases there. And then here's some of your news that came out over the weekend. I'm not going to read them all just to be brief on this video, not keep you all night. And then once again, the markets will be closed this coming Wednesday, the 5th of December. President Bush, a day of mourning for that. The U.S. China won't impose additional tariffs after January 1st, will remain at 10% as both continue talks. All right. And then Xi also stated that he is open to approving the previously unapproved Qualcomm NXPI deal should it again be presented to him, and that coming from CNBC. So that gets us caught up with some of the news over the weekend and some of the insider purchases. We'll go and look at this month to date percentage column. Now we have the USO down 22% month to date. Good for the consumer, but not good for oil stocks there. Oil also itself, light sweet crude oil, down 22% for the month. Let's see, JNUG down 10% for the month. We had the marijuana ETF down 5% for the month. To the plus side for the month, solars have been very strong. We've been up 14% for the month. We have the emerging markets are up. China markets are up 7% for the month. The EEM, the emerging markets, up 5% for the month. The change for Friday, we had KWEB up almost 3%. The semis were up 2.5% for the day. The IBB was up 1%, 1.5%, sorry, for Friday. So a good day there for the bulls. Let's go ahead and look at some of the action from Friday in the SPY. And we'll go ahead and look at that on a 5-minute pre-post market chart. So as you can see, pretty much the trajectory of the SPY was up all day on Friday. Nice push up. A few, whipsaws up and down here, but overall into the close, we did close strong, as if the market knew some type of deal was going to be reached in the G20. So that's the SPY right now. We went through all the moving averages with the SPY, which one, and the Dow Jones, etc., which were above the 10. So I'm not going to go over that. Let's just take a look at the weekly chart of the SPY. As you can see, we've been holding above on the weekly chart this 100 SMA and that 260 area. We are trying to get back above the 10 SMA on the weekly chart here. The 10 SMA on the weekly chart is at 275.83, so we'll call it 276. So I would imagine the futures are going to gap up and gap us up tomorrow, so we're probably going to clear that real easy come tomorrow. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we need to know for the week ahead. So we'll do that first off with the trade exchange calendar. All right, so we do have some Fed speak going on. Those are highlighted in the red. So Fed speak on Monday. There's a few different times there for Fed speak throughout the week. You can see the different Fed speak that will be going on. The big economic information coming up will be going into Friday at 8:30. The employment situation. Now, don't forget, Wednesday, the 5th of December, the markets are going to be closed. I guess they're going to release this data. I'm not sure, or if they're going to move it either before Wednesday or do it Thursday. So I'm not too sure about that. But anyway, markets will be closed this coming Wednesday. And let's see, for Monday, pretty straightforward as far as economic information, and pretty straightforward for the rest of the week there, except that we do have the employment situation coming up on Friday the 7th. As far as earnings coming up for the week ahead, we do have a nice mixture of earnings coming up. Tuesday before the bell, AutoZone, Dollar General will be reporting before the bell. We have Restoration Hardware after the bell on Tuesday. Really not too much on Monday. I guess Finisar for Monday before the bell. Hewlett-Packard Enterprises will be reporting. We get a home builder, Toll Brothers, TOL. Zscaler will be reporting. Symbol there, ZS. Momo reporting. But once again, the markets are closed on Wednesday, so not sure if these companies are going to hold off and report the next day, or if they're going to release their earnings on this Wednesday schedule. So we'll see about that. But anyway, Momo, Let's see, American Eagle Outfitters reporting. Okta, Lululemon, LULU, symbol there, five below, FIVE. We have Kroger's reporting Thursday. Broadcom, Ulta will be reporting after the close on Thursday. And then Big Lots before the bell on Friday. As far as unusual options activity, courtesy of the from the trade exchange for Friday, we had Momo getting call activity, ROST, unusual call activity, AAL, TJX, ACHC, Dollar Tree, PTEN, TXN, and ON Semiconductor. To the put side, unusual call activity, CNQ and PEGI. Some of the worst stocks for the week that passed, we have APHA. This stock was down 11% for the week. You're looking at a weekly chart now. ACB, another marijuana play, was down about 6% for the week. TLRY dropped about 12%. Another cannabis play there, down 12%. Yext came out with earnings this week. Stock dropped about 14% for the week. Tiffany earnings came out. Stock dropped about 11%. ZFGN. FDA placed a clinical hold on ZFGN on their drug application. So this stock dropped 45% for the week. LOXO. They received FDA approval, but the stock dropped 8% on that one. US Steel dropped 10% for the week. AMRN. They did an offering and the stock dropped 6%, but still holding up okay on AMRN. WDC, this stock, the CFO stepped down on WDC, Western Digital, so the stock was down about 4%. Very ugly weekly chart there on WDC. CPRX, there was a contractor working on their website, and they allowed some live screen to be seen, and it got FDA approval, but the stock still went down 14%. A lot of confusion around this one. When the news first came out, it was an accidental release on their website because someone was working on it. Anyway, the stock ended down 14% for the week. And let's see, we had UTX was also down this week. Stock dropped 6% for the week. They're breaking itself into three divisions following the merger with Rockwell Collins. So this stock dropped 6% for the week. DVAX phase 2 did not meet primary endpoints there, so DVAX down about 6% for the week. Now to the upside, some of your best stocks, and there were a lot more of those this week as the markets had a very good week. NTNX, they had earnings released. Stock moved up 12%. NTNX. And the reason I like to watch strong stocks that had earnings and gapped up is to see if they can hold that gap up, and then maybe we get a continuation move. So NTNX had a good week, up 12% after their earnings release. NTEC had a very good week on NTEC. Stock was up 20% for the week. ANF, they had earnings. The stock jumped 30% for the week. BABA was up this week, up 7% for the week. SAVE had a very good week after their earnings, up 24%. Look at that huge candle on SAVE. Stock up 24% for the week. Facebook having a little bit better week, up 7% for the week. CRM, Salesforce released earnings, up 17% for the week. FL had a good week, up 7%. Under Armour had a good week, up 11% this week. Netflix was up this week also, up about 11% for the week. Amazon had a very strong week, up 13% on Amazon. Tesla had a good week, up 8% there. Google was also up this week, up about 7% on Google. NVIDIA, very strong week, NVIDIA bouncing 13% for the week that passed. JKS Solar, Jinko Solar, they had earnings release. Stock moved up 25% for the week. BURL, they released earnings. Stock was up 12% for the week. Square had a good week, up 10% on SQ. BOX released earnings. Stock was up 11% for the week. SPLK and Workday. So SPLK was up 21% after releasing earnings, and another cloud name, Workday, also released earnings, up 21% for the week. So two nice earnings there, and both of them being rewarded. AMBA also released earnings this week. Stock trying to come up off the bottom here on the weekly, up 19% for the week. NBEV, out of the cannabis sector, had a very good week, up 18% for the week on NBEV. VRTX, positive data on their phase 3 on VRTX. Stock jumped, 13% for the week on VRTX, so good week for them. ASNS, reverse merger with X4 Pharmaceuticals. ASNS, so this stock jumped 214% for the week on ASNS, and still active and still in play, and on my watch list for the week ahead, which will be coming up momentarily. Let's see, we had Fate. FDA allowed a new drug to continue with trials for Fate, so this stock moved up 23%. ALKS, phase 3 met endpoints on ALKS. Stock moved up 6% for the week. TNXP, they did a 1-for-10 reverse split, which means they took shares out of the market, so they were rewarded for doing that. Stock moved up 17% for the week. ZYME, this stock moved up 11% for the week. Licensing with BGNE. All right, so they did a license with BGNE. So that stock moved up 11%. Microsoft had a very good week this week, up 8%, and they take the lead as the largest market cap company out there right now is Microsoft. Pfizer was up this week, up 7%. Merck was up this week, up 6%. WBA also had a good week, up 5% for the week, and UNH, last one, up 8% for the week. So the healthcare sector stocks were doing very well this week. So that's some of your best stocks for the week. So it's a little bit after 6 o'clock. The futures have just opened up for the night session on Sunday night. This is investing.com. They have real-time futures. So the Dow futures are currently up almost 400 points thus far. S&P futures up about 40, and the NASDAQ futures up 124. So as it stands right now, early in trading, looks to be a big gap up morning tomorrow because of the news that I gave you in the beginning of the video. So the G20 meeting gave a lot of positive movement to the market here and to the futures. All right, let's go ahead and get into the watch list, and then when I get off, we'll take one last look at the futures. So ADIL is going to be on my watch for Monday. ADIL, big move up, but we'll see if there's any kind of red to green. 18 million shares came into ADIL. ALQA will also be on watch. Big pop up. AMBA, now they just had those earnings. They got this gap up on 5.7 million shares that traded. So this stock looks tempting to me and will be on watch. AMRN, after that offering, still holding up okay, trying to move back up. Amrin, a very strong biotech stock, so I'll be watching that. ASNS starting to turn back up and holding above the 5 and the fast moving averages, over 17 million shares on Friday. So ASNS will be on watch. AUPH will be on watch this week and tomorrow. You see we have that 625 area for a possible breakout. We just came from about $5. Friday the volume was a little bit under a million shares, so it'll be on watch. AYTU will also be on watch. As you can see here, ticking up 2.4 million shares. One of these getting over $1 stocks. The high was $1.14, so AYTU trying to come up off the bottom will be on watch. BLCM will also be on watch. 1.1 million shares, BLCM. Nice candle here, trying to break up and out, so that'll be on watch. CASI, CASI, will be on watch for tomorrow. Has that 450 number up ahead. We'll see how this sets up intraday. Now, don't forget, tomorrow's going to be a gap up morning, so most likely going to have to sit on hands a little bit in the beginning and let things settle down because we're going to have a big gap up morning according to the futures, but we'll see how that plays out when the morning comes around. CRMD still holding up above the fast moving averages here. 2.4 million shares, has that $1.55, $1.50 in the way at the moment. CRMD. Crone, one of the cannabis stocks that are holding up okay, trying to get up over the 50 SMA. 50 SMA on this stock is at $9.30, so keep that on watch. Edge also had a big pop on Friday, 6.8 million shares. It's an under $1 name. That one will be on watch. ESTC starting to turn back up, has that $72 number up ahead, so this one will be on watch. NBEV was on one of the best stocks for the week, basing below the 50 SMA, basing below about $4.90, $5 area. So this one will be on watch for tomorrow and the week ahead. NTEC, big volume, 1.7 million shares came into NTCE, came up to this 750 area. We'll see if there's any kind of red to green setup in this name on NTEC for tomorrow. NVAX had a good day on Friday, 4.3 million shares. You could see it kind of breaking out of this consolidation zone here, trying to. So watch it over that 210, 212 area for NVAX, but check the intraday chart before you just jump in and buy it. OCUL, a nice pop up, 1.1 million shares on OCUL. OGEN also got, we actually traded this one on Friday. We got a really nice pop in this one, 24 million shares, 25 million shares. So OGEN will be on watch for Monday. SBOT also trying to turn back up. Now this is a beaten down name. Volume only 319,000 shares. Trying to turn the corner here. A nice strong candle close on Friday. Volume a little bit light. It got a strong close here on SBOT, so that'll be on watch. SPWR. Now this one has been very strong. Couldn't get above the 200 SMA. It stalled out here, but it pulled back. It's holding the 50 SMA, so maybe if this one can get back over $7 on SPWR, we'll have that on watch. SSKN, very nice looking chart here. Would like to see more volume come in. Only 69,000 shares, but they are turning it back up and getting it back over the 50 SMA. TIS will be on watch to see if this one can get back above $2. The 50 SMA on TIS is at 212, so this one will be on watch. Intraday, Time, TYME, very strong stock. We'll look to see if we can get some kind of pullback first, let it settle down, reset, and maybe we get another move up on TYME. Let me go ahead and bring the futures over for you one more time. So the Dow futures currently up 367 points, the S&P futures up 37 points, the Nasdaq futures up 117 points. It is currently about 7 minutes after 6, so it's early in the session, but right now for the bulls, looks like the bulls will be romping tomorrow at the open, and we'll see how we're going to play it tomorrow when the market opens up. Don't forget the markets are closed Wednesday. We do have earnings coming up. This is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com. I hope you're more ready for the week ahead, and I hope some of these ideas help you in your week ahead. We'll be out with another video Monday for Tuesday stocks to watch. Have a great night, everybody. Back at it tomorrow night.